Hi, Guido Fox here. Welkom bij een nieuw book report. Today I want to talk with you about this book, Why Men Love Bitches, From Doormat to Dream Girl, a women's guide for holding her own in her relationship. 1 million copies sold from this book. So a lot of people read this book, and the title is a little bit tricky, right? Why Men Love Bitches is really a shocking title, is really a title for commercial views. And the women, Sherry, her name is Sherry, it is written by a woman. So if I say something bad, if I say something controversial, it is related to the women who wrote this book. So don't complain to me. I'm only summarizing the book from the women. Why Men Love Bitches. So the title is a little bit tricky, but it is a book about how to survive as a woman in relationship with a man. And of course, that is very, very difficult, right? Relationships are very, very difficult. Relationships with yourself is very difficult, and relationships with others is more and more difficult because you have you have two minds together, and one personality is complex, another personality is complex, and if you put two complex people to each other, the dynamic will be complex too. So this book is written for women, how to survive a relationship and how you stand by yourself in the relationship and how you're not becoming an emotional, insecure person in the relationship where you're losing yourself in the relationship, and you don't want to have that. The relationship is very beautiful, and you don't want to lose yourself in a relationship where you're very insecure and very controlling or very emotional. That's all what she's saying in the book, right? The women, the writer is a woman, she's saying this in the book. If you're becoming too emotional, you're becoming a very controlling partner. If you're becoming a shouting partner, then you lose yourself within the relationship, and that's for you not good. That's for the partner not good. That's for the relationship not good, and ultimately you have not the wonderful, comfortable, relaxed, chill, constructive relationship you want to have, and that is zonde. That is very disappointing for your life, right? Because you only live once. Enjoy your life by the fullest, and also enjoy your relationship with the other partner. So on page 14, Sherry, I call her Sherry, the women, Sherry is saying, you have to remain cool under pressure. Not emotional. That's not that I say, or she is saying you can be never be emotional. But the most high value, chill, relaxed women, the most high value women are controlled and calm and relaxed in every situation that comes. If your husband is losing his job, or your child is screaming all the time, stay calm, stay relaxed, stay in control, and you become successful in your relationship. And I think it's an open door, right? Yeah, I think it's an open door, but it's very good to mention because the most relationships could be suffering about a woman in this case, and you want to be that woman who is very strong in the relationship, who is very stable in the relationship, is the woman who is in control and oversee the situation and is in power about the empire you built. And a synonym, I would say, being Cleopatra. Cleopatra, was the queen from a big empire, and she was in control. She was in control over her guys. She was in control over her empire, over her children, and she stayed calm and relaxed. When you become too emotional in a relationship, you give the power away to the man. And the man is then in control. So if you're becoming constantly emotional, you're making drama about the smallest things on earth and it's reflecting your own insecurities or your unhappiness in your life, and you're ventilate that towards your partner. The smallest things on earth, you're complaining to him. Secretly, he will be the more stronger one in the relationship, and he is in control and can do whatever he wants with you, and you're losing power, and there becomes inequality in the relationship, and he will not trust you. He will not put you in a kind of pedestal. He's not admiring you anymore. He don't want to be with you anymore if you're constantly emotional and complaining and you're not solving your own shit. Then you're losing your value. And if you're losing your value, you are losing the relationship. He will take you for granted. He will seeing you as a doormat and not as a serious partner anymore. And then you're not successful in your attitude, and probably you're looking around. You'll say, okay, if I'm coming home and it's all the time complaining, and of course a man has also part of this, he's probably doing things not good enough or not well. That's the other side of the story. But if you behave like that, not as a Cleopatra, you're declining in value, he don't want to be with you anymore, and ultimately he could leave if another option is close by. So remain cool under the most difficult pressures a relationship can bring. Next topic, page 11. Freedom to breathe. For a man, is it very, very, very important to have space. Maybe more than a woman. Maybe in the beginning stage of the relationship, a man is hunting after you and you're flying away because you can be emotional attached. to this person. So you're a little bit hesitating, right, as a woman. Otherwise, you're attached to this guy so easily and you want to test him out a little bit. So, first, the guy is hunting more after the women, and you can be feel threatened in your freedom. But once the relationship is going on and going on, there is a flipping side, the flipping of the coin, and the relationship is more serious, and the man at a certain moment can feel heavily trodden by his throat and cannot breathe anymore in a relationship. Give him all the space he needed. Don't uh, control him. Don't be afraid to be alone for some evenings on the couch. So don't be afraid to be without him. Give him all the space he needed, because if you give him the space, he can reload. And if there is a reload mechanisms, the attraction also can be come back. So if he is with his friends, he wants to go a weekend away with his friends, say, okay, have fun, enjoy your time. And maybe after 3 days or 4 days, if he's not writing something back, you text him, hey, how's going everything? Are you okay? So it's a very low key, interested question about how he's going on his weekend away without all the controlling jealousy mechanisms there are. So freedom is a very important aspect in the relationships dynamics, healthy the relationship dynamics between the man and the women. Yeah, always give the appearance, then he has plenty of space. Attraction principle 18 on page 46. So always give him the permission if he asks for space, or he's going somewhere with his friends, or he wants to have me time or time for himself. Give him that space, if of course you did plan anything in your agenda together, right? That's the second subject, where if you want to stay high value and stay powerful in your relationship. So don't be insecure to give him the freedom what he needs. The third one in a healthy relationship, following the principles of Sherry, is stay the same. Don't change for him in the relationship, and also the other way around. Don't try to change him. Don't emasculating your guy. Don't make him pushy from him. So don't change yourself. Stay focusing on your career, stay focusing on your fitness results, your sports, stay focusing on your own life. Of course, important to see each other, but it's very highly attractive if you're following your own direction in life. And if he is also in the wheel of life, if he is also very happy, he's also striving in his career, he's also striving in his sports results, he's had his own life, then you're together in flow. So you don't want to have the situation that one person is giving up nearly everything. That will be mostly the person weaker in the relationship dynamic, and lowering your value and lowering your attraction, and the relationship can be stranded, right? So you want to go together in life, striving, and then you will match together. Yeah, page 39. Don't go out, don't club, not going to holiday with your friends. Page 39. Don't do that, right? Don't emasculate your partner, because then he is losing attraction, then he's losing value. And I hear also a lot of women who are saying, yeah, my husband is not going out anymore, he's becoming boring. So that's also the other side of the story, right? Here also the case, give him the freedom to go out, because then he will be in the masculine pole, then he have his freedom, and then attraction can become back in the relationship, and you're very secure as a person, your value is very high if you giving him that space. I tell, of course, a lot about towards women. This really a book report towards women, because this book is written for women, right? Page 65. Yeah, here's advice. If you want to have a relationship with that guy, you know it already mostly, right? Wait for sexual intercourse. You can see if this guy is putting really effort in the relationship. Um, that's the traditional way, right? So if you see an emotional target, a relationship material, you wait with giving your sexuality away, um, to check if the guy is investing in you enough and is not losing interest enough. I have a different opinion. That's more the spiritual way, and is be open from the first start. If it feels good, I mean, I find it very brave if a woman opening herself up at the first date. I will reward her, and we can also start a relationship later on, right? You can always decide, okay, let's make it more emotional. So you can also start with sex, and then you can see if it can become something, right? So there are two options here. Um, I think most important thing is really to test a guy if he wants to put effort in the relationship, right? So if he wants to put money in the dates, if he wants to travel for you, if he maybe give a present to you, if he's listening to your stories, if he asking questions, to if he's interesting in you, right? It's all emotional effort, and the sexuality is, in my opinion, when it starts, not so important for the uh, emotional building up, um, empowerment between you and him. It can be also tricky, right? I mean, if you are not giving me sexual intimacy by very high value guys, then I'm losing attraction. I think, okay, I spent 3, 4 dates, right, or 5. Then I'm thinking, are you insecure, or you're insecure, or you're asexual, or you are insecure to show your body, or is there something wrong, or maybe you're not so good in bed. So I am also getting questions about how are you in your life, right? I mostly give women 3 to 5 dates. Depends the situation, right? If she is here as a tourist or not. So that's also dependable on that. So, but I also get questions if a woman waits too long, if there is something wrong about her. So it can be also tricky to let a guy wait too long to give your sexuality away. So I disagree a little bit with Sherry here. The next one, no jealousy towards other women. Page 73. Women can be very jealous towards each other. Um, Guys are more fighting from the hierarchy, the positions, and women too. But guys are becoming more aggressive and giving punches over and there to each other. And the women is more from jealousy, so gossiping, talking behind. But don't be jealous, especially in front of your husband. If you react jealous, I mean, maybe there's a model show on television, and then you're saying, "Oh, the women are not eating, very unhealthy," and secretly you're jealous on the beautiful bodies of the models, right? The Victoria's Secret shows. So don't show your jealousy. That's will weakening your position, will becoming lower in your value, and ultimately is lowering your attraction because it's showing your insecurity. So no jealousy um, towards women, especially in front of your partner. 79. If you becoming hard, and that's a lot of times in the Western society, the woman is becoming hard and the man is becoming soft. If you're becoming hard and you stay away from your female pole, he wants to compete with you. You get an arguing relationship. Maybe you recognize it. You're constantly chatting and arguing towards each other, and the man from nature wants to compete. So you're triggering the male competing behavior and you get a very bad relationships. The arguing, fighting relationship is not a good relationship. Your relationship will be nice, chill, relaxed, going to jacuzzi, saunas, nice holidays, talking, making a laugh as long as possible. You don't want to be in an arguing relationship. And if you're becoming hard and you're arguing all the time with your guy, you are going in the resistance, in the defensive, in the attack, in the competition zone, and your relationship will be down the drain. So you don't want to be hard towards your guy. You want to become a soft, chill, calm Cleopatra. A feminine Cleopatra and a strong Cleopatra who trained nicely in the gym, right? You show your power with your appearance, with your body style, with your great body. That's your strength. Page 19.2. Men don't respond to words. That's interesting. Men have from nature not so good listening capacities as women has. We are more building things with our physics. We are not so auditive. We are not so listening. We are not talkers, right? Men are builders. We are building things in the nature. We are hunting on animals. We are not so talkative, so we can be very short, and we are not listening so well as women can do. So men don't respond to words. What are insights? Women are talking all the time, and men are cannot remember anymore what the women said to him, right? So men don't respond to words. What does mean? That it is better to leave the situation. And this is a nice example on page 146. I combine it with 19.2 here. And it's an example where the evening is going not so well, right? You have a dinner together, you want to go to the movie, but there's a lot of discussions and the vibe is not there, and you want to end actually the evening, but instead to end, you're being polite, but you're complaining to him, you make drama, you make stories, and the words are not coming into him. He don't understand, he don't following your reasoning, he not responding maybe on your indirect way of saying things. Of course, you cannot be direct, that could be offensive. But the words is not coming into his soul. He doesn't understand what is going on. He doesn't understand the hints you are giving him. And the evening will be very bad. And on page 146 is the example what Sherry is giving is to leave the situation. You're saying, sorry, I'm busy tomorrow. I have to wake up in early morning. Let's do the cinema later on another day. And we finish our meeting after the date. And there's no sexuality involved. There's not so bad thing as making good sex. I've wrote a blog about that. Make good sex is not a good thing. You have to be a very grounded, good, constructive fundament in a date, and then you have nice sex. You don't have to have sex if the situation is not there, and it is like a pleister op the wound. It is like you put you put I don't know the English word here. You stop the bleeding with a towel, right? And the towel is sex here, right? You don't need that situation. Better have less sex, but good sex, than making good sex after a bad date. So you leave the situation, and he is going to think. He is saying, okay, why she's leaving? Probably it was not so good date. And the next time, I hope for you that the date is going well, because he will think about it. What's going on here? Maybe I've improved my behavior better. And then you will see that the next date is becoming better because you're protecting your value. Also, not giving sex away if the date is not good enough. You have your value. There's no sex, so probably the attraction is coming back because there is a lot of space. So you can better break the date if the vibe is not there and try it the next time again. So, very interesting. Men don't respond to words but responds to action and responds to no contact. So better no contact than put all your complaining words over him. Good to remember. Page 264. About powerful people, I want to end with this attraction principle. Truly powerful people don't explain why they want to have respect. I want respect in this relationship. Give me respect. No. They simply don't engage someone who doesn't give it to them. So no contact here too, or you're not going involved in this dates further or in this relationship further because you don't feel respected enough. So probably the guy is not able to give you respect. Probably he is social retarded. You don't know how to give respect. So also here, leave the relationship. Don't engage someone who doesn't give respect towards you. And I want to end with the last attraction principle. The most attractive quality of all is dignity. So your dignity is your value, right? Don't let you guys walk over you, and stay in your calm, chill, soft Cleopatra personality. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you by the next one. Bye bye.